Hello everyone, I'm George and today I'm going to show you a walkthrough of the lane machine from Hack the Box. So with that being said and without further ado, let's move on and try to solve the machine. I have connected myself through the OpenVPN. So first I downloaded and then I connected myself here. So let's open a terminal. I'm going to start with a simple land map scan to see which ports are open, what kind of services I'm running. First, let's try to run it as super user. All right. So, as I said, I'm going to scan the network with a nmap scan. First, here we see the DASSV, which is a flag when we want to run it, when we want to see um, what kind of services are running. That's SC, and then I'm going to make it aggressive, which means that I'm going to be noisy, and then I'm going to save the results on a file on results.txt, and this is the IP of the machine, 10.10.10.3. So let's start the scan. One more thing that I didn't mention is that DAS as capital C means that it tells to nmap to run default scripts during a scan. So our scan is completed, and let's try to analyze what we see here. So at first we see the 21 port, which is FTP service and a state of open, running a version of VSF TPD 2.3.4, which is a non-vulnerable service. We're going to Google it to prove it. So I'm going to copy it, and let's try to search for it. So as I said before, it's a backdoor command execution, and especially when we are going to try to do a backdoor session, we're going to use the MSF console. So we're looking for something like exploit Unix FTP VSFTPD 234 backdoor, and we'll try to see if it works. It doesn't mean that it will work. Moving on, we have port 22 TCP open and SSH, and it runs a service open SSH 4.7 P1 Debian, etc. But I don't think that this is vulnerable. And then we have ports 139 and 445 open, and it tells us that it runs Samba, and it tells us also that it runs 3.0.20 version Debian. I think that this is vulnerable, but let's do it step by step. So first of all, we see that it says that the port 21 at the FTP is open, So I'm going to try to connect anonymously first. So let me open another tab. Okay, so I'm just going to type HTB 10.10.10.3. Alright, so and I'm going to use default credentials like anonymous for username and anonymous for password. And I'm doing this to see if I can have anonymous access. And of course, I do have anonymous access right here. The login was successful. So let's print the working directory where we are. Okay, and we see that we are on root directory. I'm going to perform an ls. Okay. Okay. We see the directory listing, but I'm not pretty sure what I'm seeing right now. So let's go back on the hack the box and see what it asks us to do. So it says how many of the Nmap top 1000 TCP ports are open on the remote host. The answer is 4. And now it says what version of VSFTPD is running on LAME. So the answer is 2.3.4. Alright, so it says there is a famous backdoor in VSFTPD version 2.3.4 and a Metasploit module to exploit. Does that exploit work here? We have to reply yes or no. So we're going to exit here and I'm going to clear the screen and I'm going to start the MSF console to see if the exploit works or not. Okay. Okay. I'm running it on a VM, so that's why it takes a little bit longer than usual. So let's search for the VSFTPD 2.3.4. Okay, so if we go back on Google, we see that we have to use something like exploit Unix FTP, VSFTPD, etc. So let's see that exploit Unix FTP is the same that we found before. So we have two options here. We could just type use 0 or use exploit Unix blah 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 by copying it and paste it here. So I'm just gonna do the easy way. I'm just going to select 0 as an option. And now I'm going to type saw options to see what else I have to type. So it says that chost and cport is not required, also proxies, but we have one thing that it's required to be filled, and this is our hosts. So I'm going to type set our hosts. Sorry for mistyping. Our hosts 10.10.10.3. I'm giving it the IP. Okay, so targets. Sorry. So targets. The only one is the automatic one, so I'm just going to run. Okay, we got the banner. I'm not pretty sure if this is going to work. I think the answer right here is no. Yeah, so exploit completed but no session was created. So the answer is no. Alright, so what version of Samba is running on LAME? Give the numbers up to but not including the Debian word. So as we saw before, it's 3.0.20. Okay, now it says what 2007 CVE allows for remote code execution in this version of Samba via cell meta characters involving the sum or change password function when the username map script option is enabled in SMB configured. So we have to check it before we answer that. Okay, so I'm going to do search exploit Samba 3.0.20. All right. So basically, we have this right here, and it says username map script command execution of exploit. Okay, so what was the answer, the question again? Right. Okay. I'm just going to Google it. 2007 2447. Okay, so it's CV 2007 2247. No, it's a wrong answer. 24/7, sorry. So we're good on task 5. Let's move further. Exploiting CVE 2007 2447 returns a cell as which user. Okay, so let's try again the MSF console. So same here, just going to search for Samba 3.0.20, and I want to see something like username map script. Okay, search for Samba 3.0.20. Right, so this is it right here, exploit multi-Samba user map script. Okay, I'm going to use 0 again. So options, again I have to set the R hosts, so set R hosts to 10.10.10.3. okay, and I'm going to run it, the exploit. Exploit completed but no session was created. Let's see if it took your hosts. All right. Okay. Oh, I know why. Because I am via OpenVPN. I have to change the L port. So if config right here. Okay. So I have to type this on L port. Okay. Set L port. Okay. And now let's sell the options again. Oh, no, not L port, L host. Okay. Okay. So options. Yeah, now we're good. So I'm just going to run it again. Yeah, so we have a cell. It says command cell session 1 opened. So when we run something through a VPN, we have always to change the L host because automatically it takes our IP from. Right. Okay, again, we have a cell. I'm going to type ls and let me see. Username returns the cell as which user. So it says exploiting CV 2007-2447 returns a cell as which user. If I go back, it says root at lane. So okay, root. So the username is root. Submit the flag located in the Macis user's home directory. So I'm just gonna cd at home ls cd Macis ls cad user.txt. I'm going to open the user.txt file. So this is the flag right here. And I'm going to submit it here. All right, and we have one more. To find submit the flag located in root home directory. So I have to navigate back to the root home, the root directory. So I'm going to go back. Okay, ls cd root ls. Okay, so I found root.txt file. Let's see what it says in there. Okay, and here's the second flag. All right, so we're good. And now it says that lame has been pawned. And this is my machine rank. And to play with lame, I'm trying to study for the CPTS Certified Penetration Tester certification from Hack the Box. So that was the first machine that I had to solve through a list. If you have any insights or questions about the machine that I just solved, you can just ask me questions about that, or what machines do you have to solve, because I already have a list in a Word file, so I could just send it to you right away. Again, thank you for watching my video, and of course I'll see you on the next one.